is Mental Health Awareness Month. Think back just 5 years ago. Mental health certainly wasn't in the conversation the way it is now.
West News' Christina Watkins takes a closer look at why that's changed and the generation responsible.
Part of the reason why my issues went unchecked for so long because nobody wanted to talk about it.
Jimmy Vincent admits he did not have an easy life growing up. Born and raised in South Florida, Vincent was the youngest of 5. His parents were migrant workers.
I don't really know who my biological father was, but there was a gentleman who was there for most of my childhood. Things were challenging, spent a lot of time in the foster care before the age of 13. And there was a tragedy with my mom and my dad at that time that caused me to have to be adopted by my sister at age 13.
What tragedy happened with your mom and dad?
I went into the house and found out that my mom had killed the gentleman that I knew as my dad.
The 40-year-old who now lives in Orlando doesn't hide from talking about his childhood experiences. But back then, in the early 90s, Vincent said it was a different story. It was hard to describe what he felt. Did you understand at that age what impact it had on your mental health? Did you know anything about your mental health at that age?
Nah, I just knew I wasn't okay.
Vincent is one of many who said mental health was not a conversation growing up.
It really did hit close to home.
Chris Dupes is another. We met him at NAMI Walks in Altamont Springs, the biggest fundraiser for the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Years ago, this wasn't a thing like you said, and everyone just they almost shunned the mental health issue. My daughter is bipolar and has RAD, which is reactive attachment disorder. It really hits close to home, probably for most people, even if they don't want to really acknowledge it.
Things changed over the last several generations, and the 1,000 people at NAMI Walks proved that to be true.
Just a few questions.
Everyone there was born between 1946 and 2012, baby boomers through Generation Z.
Raise your hand if between those years mental health was a conversation growing up. Raise your hand. Look at that. Very few. Raise your hand again if you were born between those years, 1946 and 2012. If now you know what mental health is, mental health days. Wow. Keep your hand high, take one look around.
Experts credit Gen Z, those born between 1995 and 2012, for helping to erase the stigma. A recent study by the American Psychological Association found Gen Z is more likely to talk about their mental health, and they're also more likely to report getting treatment or therapy.
No one can help us if we don't open our mouth and say, hey, I'm not okay and I need help.
Vincent may not be part of that generation, but he is part of the change, and he's proud of it. He talks about his feelings with his wife and their 4 kids, pretty much everyone he meets. He's also a mental health professional and a children's author. But Vincent says we still have a long way to go. That's why he encourages those in older generations to support the younger generations as they continue their journey to stomp out the stigma.
What I'd like to see is more action, more funding, more professionals that understand this world, that are willing to do the work to make sure that our next generation is able to take care of us into the future.
In Orlando, Christina Watkins, WESH 2 News.
There are several ways you and your loved ones can get free mental health care across Central Florida.
So this is for anyone who needs someone to talk to, or if you're caring for a loved one living with an illness. NAMI Greater Orlando offers services in Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. The Mental Health Association of Central Florida also provides free care. To learn more and find ways that you can talk about it, head to WESH.com. And remember, it is okay not to be okay.